I was on mute. What is up, bro? What is up, bro? How you hanging?
I'm doing good. Everyone else already knows, but it is minus 30 in Alberta.
Oh, stop complaining. You guys
I
are
went I went across the street to the gas station to get a Red Bull and I couldn't feel my hands. I started the Twitter space. I'm like, guys, I really hope I don't drop my phone because I cannot feel anything in my body.
when I was in college, in Minnesota, we had a day that it was so cold. One time I took a shower before class, and I have a beard, right? So I walked out in the cold, the beard froze, and then I accidentally like chipped off part of my beard.
That happens?
Yeah, that can happen. You can like chip off part of your hair if it's frozen.
Oh, right. Yeah. My hair's been frozen before.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so
that's good to know.
had to take showers at night. Couldn't take them in the morning. Or actually, I just stopped taking showers just altogether.
Well, that's the way to go. It works a lot better. Save the water, save the planet.
I love how you just roll with it. You're like, yeah, this is normal. It's normal. It's fucking normal.
Do you really think I take showers? No.
Do you
I don't know what those are.
think I'd waste water like that? You think I care
Exactly.
about? Do you know about global warming, Randy? And you're
I
here
do, in
taking
fact.
and you're here taking showers. Wow.
Save water. Save your bath water.
You can always bring it back to saving the environment if you really want to.
Literally with anything.
You can always bring it back.
Very ethical.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He gets
And nobody's gonna argue with it, right? It's like, really, you don't want to save the environment? I mean, maybe take a few less showers every now and again, right?
Yeah, man. I had this debate the other day with another NFT maxi, and I was basically saying that NFT degens are just as ethical, sustainably as tree huggers, kind of like the hippies as well. So good on us. Good on us.
We love our tree huggers.
I got that ear piercing, Randy.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you have to send me a picture.
I will. I'll send you a picture. I took it like a champ too. Didn't even hurt. Didn't even flinch.
Attaboy.
Didn't even fucking flinch, bro. Um, yes. Okay. So we can wait a few minutes, and then we can get started. I think. Do you know? Is Dan here? Dan is here. Let's get him up here. Because I want to ask him some questions about the streams. This is happening on, I think, 3 platforms at the same time. So we'll do our best to mediate or just kind of, bridge the gaps between between all platforms. So we'll get started here in a second.
Yo, let's see some reactions. Who's been enjoying that Franken Run game?
Yeah.
Hell,
Is anybody alive out there? Yes. Okay, let's fucking go.
All hands on deck.
Let's fucking go. The game is pretty sick. How do you like it? What's your high score?
yeah, I mean, personally, I played it a few times and I kind of rage quit. I don't know. I'm not that good at this game. Yeah. Be honest, I'm not even sure what the number is. I think maybe in like the 3-digit area. Not too sure. How about
Three,
you?
the 3-digit area. Oh, so not 4-digit.
No,
Um,
no, no way.
well, I guess I don't really have an excuse to have a bad score because I basically created the entire game. Um, so my high score is maybe like 2,300 or 2,400. Um, it's not great, but I'm also not really a gamer. So,
What do
um,
you mean? That's amazing.
2,300.
You can't even get over 15.
Yeah, but I fucking put time. I probably play this game maybe 30, 45 minutes a day. Um, and I have for the last what, 2 months. So if I was if I was trapped with this game, I think that would be a even bigger problem. Okay, let's approve. Let's approve gas up here. Um,
Dan said he's streaming from his desktop.
yes. Okay. We are basically good to go. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Now let's hit the vape real quick. Okay, okay. I think we are good to go. Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in here, taking a few moments to either vocalize some questions, or just even hear more about the DAO and about the game. I think I'll just start by, I think, answering a few questions that I've seen come out and just kind of, I think, giving a solid answer to the kind of like, why did we do this? Um, what was the purpose behind the game, the purpose behind the DAO, and kind of putting so much effort into that. So I think one of the main learning points for us as a whole team, um, over the past year has basically been that, you know um, we really need substantial products or substantial developments to hang our hat on, right? I think for a while, early on, at least for the first 4 or 5 months, it was a lot of like, oh, here's a roadmap, and oh, here's some songs, and oh, we like this NFT world thing, and we're gonna buy worlds, and we're gonna try and build it, and it's gonna be great. Trust us, trust us, trust us. It's gonna be great. Don't worry about it. Um, and I think, at the end of the day, I think that only works for so long, and I don't think it really builds trust or support with with your community. And so we kind of came away from that thinking like, okay, let's put a few things on the whiteboard. Let's decide, let's decide to do a few, you know, 2 or 3 important things for the project. And that was back in August. And when we did that, it was one, the monsters, two, a really cool way to showcase those monsters, and then three, the DAO. right? And being a punk, crypto punk focused DAO. So for us, um, I think the monsters came out super, super well. We're really excited about the monsters, and of course, they took longer than we anticipated. I think also it was kind of my fault on the kind of the Halloween surprise. I thought it would be a really cool idea to kind of give these files away on Halloween, knowing that the monsters and those things were probably a month and a half away from completion. Now, obviously, it's even longer than that, but I think getting back to my point, which was we had three things that we set out to do. And now, sitting here in February, all three of those things are done. All three of those things are done at a really, really high level. And I think you don't have to take our word for it. You can literally see the software development, the graphic design that's gone into this, the community design that has gone into this. And I think one of the unfortunate parts is that I think with a lot of community involvement in these things, just adds more time. It makes it more difficult. And I think from my point of view, as kind of the person that has to answer for all of this, I think it was kind of like as we viewed it pretty much as like our last hurrah, like kind of our last big thing as a team that we were going to do from our heads for the project, be it the monsters, be it the game. And I think so, kind of what is it, hell or high water. I think we just wanted to do a really good job. We wanted to give a really cool experience for our holders. And, I think some people can say and sit back and say, hey, you know what, like it's bad use of the money, or you didn't check with us first, or, you know, we, uh, we don't like it. And I think to all of those things, I say very valid, very valid. I think one of the things that is very important to me and basically gets me to bed every night is like not a single dollar went into our pockets from that money, right? So all of the money that we spent from community funds went directly into trying to grow experiences, try and grow products, try and make this project better and give more value to our holders. And that's something that I can tell, everyone, and will shout from the rooftops that that's the sole focus of what we did over the last few months. And, I think we have a lot to show for it, which I'm really excited about. Um, I think kind of going from a development phase to kind of more of a play phase, right? Where, we've seen all of this grow. We've seen all of this kind of in like beta for such a long time that um, I'm just really excited to use it, right? So I'm a fan of games. I'm a fan of reveals. I've been sick, or not sick, but I just hated the way reveals have kind of been this monotonous, random casino slot machine, which for some reason I feel like I always get the short end of the stick, and I'm always getting ones that aren't rare or aren't special, and kind of just like fuck, I should have just sold this thing without revealing it, right? Or should have sold it before the reveal. I think with a game and with some kind of added element of skill, I think it's different, and it adds a new element to the NFT space, adds a new element to reveals, and I think who knows? Maybe it's a good improvement for the space. Maybe it's a step back. I think the one thing that I've really we've gotten back to here is we're gonna try and do cool shit. we're going to go for it. We're going to take a shot. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But I think the really important thing is just kind of having the kind of strength just to say, you know what, let's take a shot here and let's try and do something really cool. Um, Also, I think with the DAO has been the total sole purpose of the project, right? So the purpose of the project being community run, community led, focused around CryptoPunks, kind of providing that legacy, guarding that legacy, growing that legacy. Um, I think that's still the main focus of what we're doing. I think a lot of people have kind of reached out to me saying like, "Oh, the marketing sucks," or "Oh, you guys haven't done enough to spread the word about this stuff." And it's kind of the only thing I can say back is like we've been trying, and we literally have two people who their sole goals are to try and market, brand, and get the word out about what we're doing. Frankly, maybe it's just we're bad at it, right? Frankly, I think that's okay for me to say, given that the results have been pretty lackluster. And I think the focus is the floor, right? The focus is the floor. Like it's not like we're all just here holding hands, singing "Kumbaya." Like I think the floor is really important. I think that's the focus of what we're doing. A lot of this stuff for. So, um, I understand the marketing side. I understand kind of where a lot of these people are coming from. And I think the 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 answer is like, hey, you think you can add value, you think you can do it a different way, we'll fucking fund it. Come on, come on board. We'll fund it. We'll give you the power and the funds to get done what you think needs to get done. um I think also coming on to the other side of not just kind of saying, oh, here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong, but just looking at like, wow, they are doing a ton to try and make this work. And maybe it isn't the right stuff. But I think if we keep trying and we keep our heads down and we keep listening and taking advice and being kind of humble about it, uh, I think that's the way to go. And I think eventually we will find the right combination. Um, or fuck, maybe it's, just an Illuminati. So, an NFT Illuminati. So, um, either way, I think, it's a journey, it's an adventure that I want to be a part of, that I think we all want to be a part of. That's why we're here. That's why we've kind of stayed here so long, given our time, given our energy to this project. Trust me, we we would not be here. We would not still be growing this unless we did believe that this can be something. So, um, I'll just kind of end it there, uh, and just say, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for taking some time, and for the next 40 minutes, um, happy to answer any questions, happy to answer any feedback, or even just listen. you know, I'll just listen. You got my time for the next 40 minutes, so uh, we can go wherever. How does that sound, Coco?
Sounds amazing.
Did I do all right there? Were there any questions or anything that I left unanswered that seemed pretty obvious?
So far, so good. Maybe, I don't know if you touched on it already, but talking about how if you're doing staking, just do one batch within a 24-hour period. Maybe touching on that a bit.
Oh, do you mind touching on that? I
I
think
can.
you've been listening, or at least know some of the response there better.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, if you guys are staking your Franken Punks, only stake it in one batch within a 24-hour period because you'll be refunded for the first staking amount, which is going to be that expensive number you see. You might have to set an approval beforehand, which is going to be like $4, but then you can stake right after that. So yeah, just don't. So if you're going to split up your Frankens in half, if you're going to stake one half today and then one half tomorrow because you don't have enough funds, just make sure you wait 24 hours or you won't be refunded.
Yes, that is it's very important because we want you all to be we want you all to be refunded, right? You're going to participate in the DAO. You're gonna come hang with us, spend some time with us. You know, we had a choice to not have this stuff on chain. You know, basically be a little more like you know, glorified Discord channel or glorified snapshot, you know, proposal. We chose not to do that. We chose to put everything on chain, make it a lot more like Nouns DAO. And so what comes with that is, you know, it's transaction fees. Transaction fees are the backbone of operating on the Ethereum network. So we thought the least we could do is, you know, at least if you're interacting with the DAO and you know you're a conscious, you know, willing participant, you know, let's refund them for it. Like, let's make it free, right? Um, so yeah, I'm happy we could get that done.
Well said. Another thing too, you don't have to worry about your Franken monsters. They will be revealed. And then also same in the game, it gets picked up the exact same.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to think if there's
Okay.
any questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to message Dan. Because we have two other streams going with this right now.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll just shot him a text.
Oh, dang. I saw a request for a second. Oh, there. What's up, Pendleton?
I don't have a question. I just want to say this game is fucking sick. I absolutely am addicted to it. My MacBook Pro finally came in, so I've been able to play it. I am so hooked.
Oh, it came in. Let's go.
Yeah, like, I am hooked on this game. My two sons have been playing the game. Like, we all love it. Like, you guys did an amazing job on this game.
Appreciate that. How are you liking your new MacBook?
Thank you.
Love it.
It means a lot too. First off, thank you very much.
No, I thank you guys for taking your time and not rushing it and making it janky. Like, it is awesome. The graphics are cool. I love how it's hard, so it's not something easy you can fly through. The map keeps changing, so it keeps you guessing. Like, you guys stay on your toes. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's the that was the thought from day one, right? Like, just don't half-ass it. Like, produce something that's really good. Produce something that we would want to play ourselves. So you know, that was basically our idea here, is to do that, complete that, and yeah. So thank you very much.
Well, you guys
Dan, do you want
definitely.
to? Thanks, bro.
Sorry.
Really means a lot. Thank you very much. And I'm happy
Yeah, like I said,
you're.
I love it.
I'm
My
happy you're really
22-year-old loves it, and my 5-year-old loves it. Like three different ages.
playing. I love that, dude. That makes me really, really happy. Um, thank you. Uh, Adiz, I see your hand is up.
What's good? What's good? So yeah, just to add on to what Pendleton was saying, it's definitely evident you guys took your time with the game and honestly everything you guys are producing. So keep that up. That's at the end of the day what it's about. Not half-assing what you're putting your passion and your time into. So it's definitely evident you guys care about what you're pushing. um just to, I guess, get the questions rolling, I was taking a look through the Discord, and one thing that caught my attention was the Franken records. And one thing I've been pondering on has been Web3 music and just how NFTs can innovate the space with music. So yeah, I mean, I guess my question would be, is the Frankenpunk team looking into Web3 music? Any further plans there?
Is Dan up here? Dan 69? No. Um, yeah, so I think it's a really interesting option, right? I think it's a really, really interesting option. Um, can you can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, word. So I think it's a really, really interesting option. Um, I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we could do potentially with music NFTs. We do know some people that are doing that full time, like one of the developers who helped launch the project is now the VP of development at Royal with Blau. So they're doing exactly that all the time. Um, I think, yeah, I also think it's just a strength of what we have in the community and what we even have on the team, right? Dan, 69, really creative, passionate, smart guy who, loves to make music. And I think there's quite a few community members as well who feel the same way. Um, so, I think that's certainly something on the table.
Be cool to see. I mean, yeah, I just popped into the whole Franken space again not too long ago after taking a little break from the whole NFT scene, but it definitely caught my attention that you guys had that within the Discord. So, hey, I'm here for the journey, keep my eye out and support to the best of my ability. But yeah, I just want to say you guys are doing a great job. You can keep it up. Keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thanks, boss. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Again, that means a lot. Um, yeah. Coco, what are some other questions that you've seen in the community that I can kind of shed some light
Um, hmm. Great question. We covered most of it. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Voting power.
on? Voting power. Um, okay.
There's a whole
So
document for it, but I feel like you'd be good at explaining it.
yeah. So okay. So voting power basically comes down to a few different a few different factors. So one is the staking length. Um, Another is the rarity of the Frankenpunk that you have. Um, and then the last thing is your activity inside the DAO. So first off, staking length. So depending on the staking window is completely, free to go in and out, right? You don't have to lock them up. You can just stake them, forget about it. Very simple. You can choose to lock them up for a certain period. I think there's a bunch of different options like 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and 28 days. 28 days being the longest, basically meaning like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of unfair to ask anyone to lock their NFT somewhere for more than a month, as in NFTs, a month is like a year. Um, so that impacts, I think, the if you lock it up for 28 days, I think it initially just doubles the weight of the NFT that that you're staking. So certainly impacts it a fair amount. Then the rarity of the Frankenpunk or the Franken Monster, or actually Franken Monster doesn't matter, but Franken Punk it does. So the evil score of the Franken Punk impacts the voting power slightly. And then the last thing, one of the really cool aspects of the DAO is depending on how many times you voted, how many proposals you've submitted, and how many, if any of those proposals have passed, um, that also impacts your voting power. So all of this is basically, calculated by the smart contract, then spits out a number. Uh, that voting power uh, is then kind of like your weight inside the DAO. Um, it can fluctuate too, right? So if you haven't voted in a while, it'll go down. If you voted, a bunch frequently or just submitted a proposal or et cetera, um, it will go up. Um, so yeah, the voting power metric is very important inside the DAO. There's, a full, in our white paper, there's a full description on exactly how that's calculated, and exactly how much weight is applied to each factor. Um, I'm not staring at it right now, but if you're interested in the numbers, take a look.
Okay, we have a bunch of questions rolling in now. Ready for them?
Fire away.
Great. Okay. Just so we don't tailor off, I'm going to start with this one. Please explain more about the voting power delegation. How are you going to track who has VP delegated and how much is it? Is there any mechanisms against too much voting power concentrated in the hands of a single person?
Okay, so first question, voting power delegation. So it's very simple, right? If it's been delegated, you can't use it, right? You can always pull back that voting power after it's been delegated. But the metric is very simple. Secondly, uh, the defense against somebody accumulating a ton of voting power. Um, I just think that's a natural event inside any any governing body where voting is taking place, right? People are gonna There are gonna be people that get a lot of power, and I think that's okay. Uh, I think that's why we have the committee there as well, where if a proposal passes that is just absolutely terrible for the DAO or threatens to destroy the DAO, we can block it. We can stop that from happening. Um, but I think one person or multiple people accruing a ton of voting power um, is is just kind of a natural occurrence inside any body or inside any organization where voting's taking place. I will say that a lot of the voting boosts and voting power boosts happen on the lower end. So, meaning like they happen for people who only have one or two Frankenpunks. They mean a lot more for people that don't have many Frankenpunks. So the whole point of that, right, is to give more voting power, um, give a stronger voice to people that give a stronger voice to people that don't have it.
Wonderfully said. Next one. Why is the gas so damn high to stake?
Uh, what's the gas? Okay, so what's the first? I think a few questions there. So first is what is the current, Ethereum network, uh, like gas fee? Um, that gas fee is, or the network fee, like the average network fee is going to play an important factor there. Um, the other important thing though is we're not just taking your NFT, we are actually basically minting another NFT. Uh, uh, I forget the verbiage for it. Um, but so basically, we are giving you an NFT in your wallet that basically represents the staked Frankenpunk. It's one that you can't send, you can't sell, um, and you can't transfer, etc. Um, so that's part of the reason of why the gas fee is higher than normal is because we are actually basically like exchanging NFTs here. So we are giving you another NFT versus just taking your NFT out of your wallet and holding it in a contract. Um, Granted, we didn't really have to do that, but I thought it was important. I think that's something that's important in NFTs is you gotta, trust but verify. Like as long as you have that staked NFT in your wallet, like you'll be able to get the Franken pump up. Um, so yeah, that's that's part of the reason why it's a little higher than normal.
Yeah, and then it'll be refunded back to your wallet instantly. For me, it took like not even a second.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so you won't even see the funds come out of your wallet. It'll literally be the same amount. You just have to have that amount in your wallet before you stake. That's all. Next question. Did you see the proposal process for the Collabland airdrop? Yes, we have, and it's in works right now. We have our our alpha lead Carter on it, and then we're gonna have a meeting with him later today just to finalize the proposal.
I did not see it. You want to give me 30-second synopsis real quick?
Yeah, basically, we are in the top 100 for Collabland communities. So we qualify for, I don't want to get this.
Ooh, we're
We
in the top
qualify for a
100.
lot of tokens. Yeah.
You're fucking kidding. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. We were, I really want to say number 37 or number 38 or 28. I have to recheck, but we're in the top 50.
Let's
So that's something
fucking
big.
go.
Yeah.
So they're giving us tokens. They're giving us tokens.
Yep. We just have to submit a proposal to say what we're going to do with the tokens and like how it will benefit Collabland.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
worth it.
sell them. I'm gonna sell them for cash, and then no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, it's actually an interesting. It's a good question. What do we want to do with those tokens?
Mm-hmm. That is a good question. Yeah, there's been some interesting proposals we were looking through. Like one person was gonna do like an artist gaming platform or something. I have to look back at the message. Oh, sorry. It's called an interactive drawing game. That's what Miri's gonna do.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then the alpacas is gonna give 30% to metaverse development, 20% for Web2 development, 15% for their community engagement, and use 35% for team.
Okay.
Yeah. And those are the only two proposals that I saw right away. But yeah, it's interesting to see what other people are doing.
Yes, I agree.
You know who submitted that question?
Who?
Nikki from Miami.
Oh, no
The one that
way.
ran her event. Yeah.
No way. What's up, Nikki? Nicole. Hopefully she's doing
Best.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she's doing great.
I know she was traveling a lot with her boyfriend.
No way.
Yeah, they were taking
Hopefully
really
we're- No way. Yeah, she did a really good job for us, and she's a really cool person. Happy to hear she's doing well.
Yeah, she's awesome. Oh wow, there's a lot of text. Okay, I'm just sorting through this. Are we thinking about integrating Frankopunks into the other side worlds using the other side development kit?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, that was an easy one. Okay, what about this? Can we have the option to change songs like a media player while playing Franken Run? I'd like to play the whole album while running, if you feel me.
Hi. Yeah, I'm sure. That's easy. That's easy for us to do. Um, we'll just have to talk to Dan about it.
Sweet. He said, put my ledger in the grave.
That's one of my favorite lines.
Me too. That's actually my favorite song too on the album.
Any more questions, Randy?
Okay, there's a couple more. One is I'm gonna try to reiterate this.
You should just read it
Why
off.
as a founder should I? Okay, you read it.
Okay. I'm just gonna read it verbatim what he said. may you ask the founder why, as a founder, he doesn't keep updated with his project and supported as much as his community. This is probably a reason why the community had died in the ass. End quote. That's from
Yeah.
I might
Felix.
have to read that one.
He's also in
Yeah,
the chat.
I mean, I think one of the sad parts about being a founder is that you don't really get to do a lot of the fun stuff in the project. You deal with lawyers, you deal with accountants, you deal with funding, pay, salaries, etc. And it leaves, very little time to just uh, even just enjoy the parts of the project that are really cool, like this, um, which is basically the reason why I started the project. Um, but I think, yeah, I think a lot of founders would probably resonate with what I just said. Um, a lot of people that uh, want to start something or want to build something like this, I think that's a really important idea uh, for anyone to tackle. Is that the reason why you started the project, or the idea that you think is really great about the project. Um, if it really takes off, like, I'm not the one who gets to enjoy it. I'm not the one that gets to use it. Um, I'm the one that ensures that it can keep going, and that uh, tough decisions um, have to be made. And also, I think too, like, I have a life as well. Like, I think it's just unhealthy to do something 12 hours a day, every single day of the week. Not see friends, not see family. Um, don't travel, don't leave your house. Like, so I think, yeah, like, that's how I would answer that question. I appreciate the question. Um, I hope you don't think I'm shying away from the question either, Felix. Um, I, I think it's a really valid point.
I can vouch to that. I've seen your schedule before. It's like having a call with the software engineers for the DAO, then the lawyers, then the game developers. It's insane. I don't know how you have free time.
You're good. You-
Sorry? Maybe I'm rugging.
no, I don't think so. Whoever just spoke,
Oh, okay.
sounded like it was working. But you're very kind, Randy.
Well, it's because I remember like trying to schedule in a meeting with you and somebody before. I just looked at your calendar. I'm like, holy! Just meeting after meeting.
Hey, it's you do what you gotta do, Randy. You do what you gotta do. Um, and nobody will thank you for it either. But
Well,
you do
I
what
will
you
thank
gotta
you.
do.
Thank you.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Are there any more questions I can answer or shed light on?
I don't see any more. Oh, I think you're cutting out, Gus. Oh, here, Felix requested.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hey,
This is
Felix.
this is a long time coming. I misunderstood. I thought it was Felix. It's Felix. Oh, I know this. I know this man.
Can you hear him?
Who?
Be
I
like,
can.
He's not even
I
up
can.
for me. He's still in the audience.
oh, here, let's try. Maybe he has to reconnect. Okay, there we go. Accept.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Ah, yes, we can hear you.
I don't know what happened
Yeah.
there. My headset died or something. I get that you got a busy schedule, but as a founder, at Mint you were committed every single day. I heard you on every single space. I always heard your voice, and then pre-review, like pre-Mint, it would have been a 10 times busier schedule than what it is now. Like we don't have much going on compared to back then.
Sorry, I just wanna let you finish. Are you finished?
I could keep going, but yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
Um,
I'm just.
when we don't ask for a lot, like we need some sort of stability. I get that we've got a team already, but it says a lot when a founder doesn't really, I guess, participate in the company. Sorry, I've only just woken up, so I don't really have much to think of. But the last
No,
months,
I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
yeah, like the last 6 months. Oh, like I haven't really been interacting with projects since the last month, but like I haven't heard from you. I haven't I put not saying that you would DM me, but like in spaces or anything. Like I've tuned into spaces here and there, and I still haven't heard anything. I didn't even know this was your personal Twitter account. To be honest with you, you're normally the voice behind
Yeah.
Dr. Ethel, and then
Yeah.
no longer.
Well, it's just because I lost my phone and I can't get into the account. But
So
yes, that's no. I'm just kind of making a joke. But I do. But that is the truth. But I do totally hear where you're coming from. I think no matter how many people, how many employees you have, how much a project can grow or change, I think it kind of lives and dies on me.
Yeah.
I guess. As kind of unfortunate or fortunate as it is. I think in things like pre-mint things, um, when you're leading up to the launch of a project, at least I'm just talking from my experience, right? The goal is very, very clear, right? So there's only one goal, it's basically like let people know about the project, show your vision, and don't fumble the mint, right? Do everything we can from a software engineering side, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't really matter. But I think with, after a project launches, after we have the DAO, we're trying to set up the DAO, we purchase the CryptoPunks. I think a lot from my perspective was let's see what the community wants to do. Let's see where they want to take this project, how they feel or what they feel is the best way to use these CryptoPunks and to support these CryptoPunks or grow them, et cetera, et cetera. And I think for me, I think that is kind of taking a back seat. I think it's unfortunate from my perspective as I hear like probably the same amount of people tell me like, bro, like you need to stop making decisions, and you need to stop doing things, you know, it, in in for this project without checking with us. Um, as there are people telling me like, dude, just you know what's best for the project. Like the project lives and dies on you, so just like do what you think is best, right? So at least if you can kind of understand the position, or not even position, but just kind of understand my mindset too of like, I think it's a lot more of searching for the best idea for this project versus a pre-mint mentality where it's just like, okay, we have the DAO, we have the crypto punks, we have the mint, um, and everything's very, very clear. Um, so, and I also, I'm definitely not gonna stand up here and be like, oh, I know everything, and this was the perfect way to do it, and we made no mistakes. We made zero mistakes. Certainly think we made a bunch of mistakes. Uh, certainly think there was a lot for me to learn in in this in this whole experience. Um, I think a lot for me too is I think just doing it the right way as well. Um, for instance, like never using a dollar of community funds for anything other than trying to grow the community and grow the utility of the project through the game, through the DAO, through the Franken monsters, um, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so I think, um, yeah, I think a lot of that stuff too, like takes thought, planning, time, communication between the team. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think uh, your point is really valid that like I need to be just me personally need to be more active in the ground floor of the community and what we're doing, um, versus some of the, I would just say, back office um, things for this project. So um, yeah, I mean, and please, as you got my ear, you got my time. Um, ask away as well.
No, I completely agree with all that. With being pre-reveal, there's a lot more time and effort put into it during mint and that. But like, why not the same effort put into this mint then? Okay,
It's not the time. It's just the focus.
but like,
It's just the goal.
where's the focus of that on this mint? And I get that you're saying you only want to put funds towards something that's going to benefit the project and that. But then why did it take 6 months for something to happen?
That's how long things take.
I personally don't believe
know what
that.
to tell
Like,
you.
I think you can go back to Treasury and see when the money was actually deducted for the development of the game and the app DAO.
Yeah,
And like, and that's
we
another
we are.
that's another thing. Why was 250 grand pulled out when we weren't consulted about it? Like, user talking about the DAO and the proposal system for how long, and then that goes ahead. Like, I get it was like a surprise and that, and the company was putting, I'm glad something was done. That's all I'm glad for. But like at the end of the day, users so focused around the DAO, but then you go and spend 250 grand without consulting any of the members of the community.
So
you're
a
on
lot of
release now.
that, a lot of that was used to create the DAO, like to just create the smart contracts and the framework of the DAO. Do you think that's not a good use of the money?
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't support any of it. I'm just more so like Coco ran me down what was the money was used for and everything, but I'm just more so getting at the fact like you're so set on like community proposals where everyone votes and everyone agrees. So why did we go ahead and spend that much money on something without consulting people? People might have been just happy with the proposal system that's already in place in the Discord. Like it's a lot of money to be.
I'm not happy.
But like yeah, but that's you out of a 10,000 community. Oh well, how many holders do we have? 5.3k people that hold this. You know, that's we obviously don't get that many votes or whatever. But you know, out of the 50 people that are active in the Discord, might have a different opinion to what you do, especially when you're so fixated around the DAO.
I hear you. I just think it is interesting. 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, we were talking about how, unfortunately, the not the destiny, but like the project lives or dies with the founder, right? And if I made a bad decision, yeah, I'll own up to it. It was a bad decision. But I think setting up a DAO for the DAO that we want to be created, one is I think like a very just fair and respectable use of funds. Um, I think two, with the game, or not even the game was a small expense, probably 35 grand, 40 grand. Um, the other expense was the Franken monsters, actually just building the art and building everything for the reveal, which again I think is a very kind of worthwhile expense. I do hear you that I could have definitely communicated that better, gone through the proposal system that we have in the Discord, um, for that better, and for that I totally hear you, and I apologize. So um, yeah, I think your points for the most part are valid. Um, Zeke, Senor.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in and kind of speak about like what Billy had brought up about the DAO and the expenses. As someone who was a part of this project from pretty early on, I would say that the DAO focus was actually a core element of this project. Like, if you were trying to get a whitelist for 3D Frankenpunks, it was quite clear that this was a DAO focused project. And I think that um, as far as the historical um, elements of this project, and if we're talking about floor price or kind of maybe some parts of like what went wrong, I feel like after the mint, I feel like a lot of people didn't fully understand the DAO element, and as you could tell, the floor price definitely affected that. But I just wanted to kind of back up the doc on just on the DAO element, because I feel like if you were with this project from the beginning, you would have clearly known that this was a DAO NFT collection. But yeah, that's it.
So like I'm not saying that I don't agree with Doc. I've been here since pre-mint, you know, I've been here since when we were getting 400 plus likes within 30 seconds on a tweet. You know, I've been here for the whole run. I know the whole system, but I know that this was all fixated around a DAO. I get that, but like it's what I was mainly getting at was that the funds were spent without consultant. Like I get, you know, he runs the project, he gets the say. And I'm not saying that I don't support the DAO or anything. Like
Yeah.
it's a great aspect. I love the website, but you know, we're so fixated on make sure to get a community consultant before we spend the money. but then that happens. So I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand your perspective, but at the end of the day, like I feel like that's such a core element of this project, and Nelson being the founder of the project, I think you should give him the opportunity to do it the right way, and then once the DAO is created, it should be all other decisions should be made through the DAO. But I'm not an expert. This is purely my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like I get that it's the main focus of like what Franken Punks pretty much is, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, my sometimes I start talking while I'm on mute. Yeah, I think the beautiful part about this is I think you're both right. Um, I think certainly, uh, you know, basically envisioning this as a DAO and envisioning this as, basically a community-led project. But then having me make decisions for the project. Uh, I think certainly I totally understand where you're coming from. Uh, I think you know hmm, I just think that from at least my perspective, and I really don't use this as an excuse. Um, just trying to kind of give you a look inside my mindset is, I think there's an equal amount of people that say, hey, you know, we got to pass things through the community, and this is how things are going to get done for the project. Um, and on the opposite side, I think there's an equal amount of people that are just like, dude, do what you think is best. Like, you've gotten us this far, hell or high water. Like, just, we know that you have the best intentions with the community, with the funds, etc. Um, so, uh, I think it's just a balancing act, and I think specifically with the marketing side of the project, um, I think a lot of the marketing that we're trying to do right now is more influencer focused, streaming focused, gaming focused. I have also talked to a lot of people, especially our team, just about being a lot more active with our Twitter and with everything that we do with Dr. Evil. Um, I think the main difference too is like uh, I I personally was running the Twitter, um, and it's a huge fucking task, and it's a lot of time. That's just not something I can continue doing forever, um, nor want to continue doing. So I think that's also something that like we're we understand is an issue. We understand is a problem. And I think it's a fair point. Like I think it's a fair point. Like we need to market better. We need to get out, to our community, to the broader NFT community. Like, here's what we do. Here's why we're doing it. We love doing it, and basically just broadening the appeal of Frankenfox.
Yeah, well, with the Twitter, I agree. Like it's a full-time job, and I did mention to Coco, about potentially hiring a shit poster for Twitter, pretty much like a reply guy, so we could have someone on there pretty much 24/7, always interacting. Because I know Coco's got a busy schedule herself, so and if someone's based around that work, we might as well pick someone up to do it for us because it's a lot of work, like a lot of time as well. You always got to be committed and always be on it to post towards not post but like reply to upcoming projects or just be a meme account in a sense.
Yes, I agree. Um, I totally agree. I think we it's part of the fucking bullshit that you also deal with running a project like this is we've tried to find these people. We've probably hired, I think, two people at this point to try and do that. And it's just they have not been good, or they've needed a ton of help. Um, so like if you know someone or you know where to find them, like all ears, all ears on that. Um, I totally agree. I mean, you're preaching to the choir on that. Totally.
Like the project Claynosaurus, I think it's pronounced. Um, Whoever runs their Twitter does a bloody cracker of a job. But if we could figure that out and we approach them and we could offer them a higher salary, we'd be cheering. But then again, they might be the founder doing it or a team member already. Like it,
Let's fucking do it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. I agree. They do a
but
great
I
job.
just don't know who the Twitter person would be.
They do it.
I
Coco, do you know by chance? Have you reached out?
We could do some deep dive, and I feel like I could figure it out.
because if we could do that and then figure out who it is and try to win them over because at the end of the day, everyone's in this space for money. So if you could offer a high paying job for them doing the exact same thing, they'd probably do it.
I agree. It's it's a very simple sell. It's just getting to the right person. Um, so yeah, I think it's just getting to the right person. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think it's if not like top three priorities, it is probably one of the most important things that we can do from a marketing sense.
And
Yeah,
so far,
definitely.
it's working. Like, we're seeing an increase on the Twitter just from spending at least an hour a day being a reply guy.
Yeah, well, the more you do it, the more you're gonna get noticed and more interactions because your impressions are gonna go up if you reply on a big post and then, well, let's say a small post, and then it blows up. You're gonna get all them impressions, the exact same as the person that tweeted it, pretty much, because everyone's gonna be going into the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it works really well.
And we need to get our raid team back in beginning.
Totally fine with that too. Yeah, absolutely.
It might not be as big as what it was, but if we can still get people to jump in and try be on that, Noti game, it'd be a huge benefit. Um,
Yeah,
just in
somebody was
regards,
talking.
oh,
Oh,
you're right,
sorry.
you're right. You go.
Oh, somebody was just talking about that, like offering Twitter incentives and passing a proposal for that.
Oh yeah, once we'd find the guy, put a proposal out for it, I would assume. Or is someone
yeah.
actually offering to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Does he
But
have
yeah,
a resume
somebody
or
was
anything?
talking about like offering it Twitter incentives for engagement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's made a proposal yet or if I was supposed to do the proposal, but that could be cool too.
So what would you receive?
Me or the
Like
person?
for the
Oh,
the incentives.
I think it was just like whatever we do if we raffle off NFTs or Ethereum or something or prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something to get the Nota gang back.
Yeah, definitely. As long as you can get more traction.
Yeah.
The also not to take away from this, but are there any other questions, Coco, in the Discord or anything that I can answer?
Let me check. I'm a little behind.
I've got a quick one. What's your approach for marketing? Because I know Dan69's getting into it a fair bit, and I've started contacting a few influencers and YouTubers and TikTokers and whatever else.
My approach, would probably boil down to just value every interaction, every engagement. That's what was so time intensive early on with Frankenpunks, was like, I would reply to every comment, every person that would follow us. I'd be like, hey, thanks for the follow. We really appreciate it. And I think, just at least from an organic sense, I really don't know what I'm doing from a paid marketing sense. But just pure organic is just value every interaction, entertain, basically entertain or educate. Uh, you know, all other content is basically useless. So just, when we're posting something, uh, entertain people, make people laugh, or educate people, give them some value, let them know about what we're doing or why we're doing it, etc. And you try and do that down the line and throughout the entire throughout the entire audience.
Yeah, well, I've spoken to I wouldn't say, I don't know if I'd call them advisors or what, but I've spoken to a few people and they reckon the best growth is organic growth. Like, it does build hype in a sense, but it builds the long term rather than just the short term.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think it's
But
it's all the wave, right? If you're building a wave, like, you gotta start small.
yeah, well, that's exactly right. Like, you got to learn to walk before you can run.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. Everyone wants the result, right? Everyone wants like the fame or the clout or the popularity, etc. Um, I think very few want to put in the work to get there. Um, and at least when you're small and you don't know nobody, you know, you got to work pretty fucking hard and value every interaction and value people's time. And so that's kind of how I've always approached marketing. Give content, um, give people content that they care about, and value their time. Pretty simple.
Yeah, definitely. As long as you can give out stuff that are, going to interact with people, you're going to have new people coming in.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay.
But
Sweet.
I think with the reveal of Franken Monsters, like with the approach Dan's going for at the moment, I wouldn't say it's the best solution, but it's a solution at this point in time. Like we're down deep pretty much. It's the best way to summarize it. Like we need some sort of oomph about us to get us kick-started, and once that hype comes, or once all the marketing kicks in, we need Twitter constantly, constantly, constantly. Like because that's going to make not all, like out of the, let's say we get 1,000 people, new 1,000 new people, only 100 of them or less might actually stick around and interact with the community. But let's say 300 might actually be continuous holders, and then the other 700 are just going to be people trying to flip the hype.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is they're all just fucking natural parts of the market.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think with us for sure, I think part of us has been like just waiting at the starting block of like when do we actually start marketing? Because if we delay with the art or there's a problem with the contract, et cetera, like I think that's also been a question for us where I think it probably would have been easier just to fucking start and explain later.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, in my opinion, we should have some sort of marketing beginning before the reveal process. But I think NFT Nate, I don't know if that's right, Dan, but I think one of the people that Dan's got on board are starting today or in the next couple of days or something. Like they released their video.
Yeah, he's great. That guy's fucking great.
Yeah, well, the way he summarized it all, which I think he did a good approach to it, like in his video.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, so we can always hop on a call or something and just like walk through kind of what our strategy is for the marketing. I think anything you can bring to the table from uh, actions or things that like connections that you have, or if you know of this Twitter guy or etc. Like yeah, we're all ears and super interested in hearing about that and making a move on that. Coco, are there any questions
Yes,
left?
there is. Okay. One of them is, what would the process of Franken Dao investing into a business project or idea be?
Say that again.
What would the process of Franken Dao investing into a business, project, or idea be? And he added, I have a couple ideas I'd be interested into putting in, but never really understood the process of it all. What would the percentage of splits be, and is there a certain requirement?
I think all of that is yeah, all of that's up for debate. I actually don't have a good answer to that. Partially because of the legal side, solely just like the legal side of that, which is difficult and which, as we're structured right now, as an unincorporated nonprofit, UNA, Don't know if we could start a business or we can invest into a business. Um, Maybe we'd have to start another entity. Um, but I think the idea itself is great. Um, we talked through a few different things from real estate to what do you say? Real estate to clothing and fashion to food, restaurants, etc. Um, I think, like I said, I think they're great ideas. Um, I would just have to. I just want to understand kind of where we stand from a legal sense. That would basically be it.
And then last question, someone's getting an air when staking and asked if it's open. Air is though.
Can you check for him? Just DM the team chat.
Okay. There's also
I thought it was
I
open.
DM'd. There's this other one, transaction preview unavailable on mobile. But it might be because he didn't have enough gas fee in his wallet. I'm just gonna DM him. Keep me updated. There we go. But yeah, staking's open. And then if anyone is in the audience and they're like, where do I even start? If you go into the Discord, there's the Start Here channel, and then you can follow the onboarding. And then right under it is a stake channel. So there's two buttons. The first one is the link to the D app where you can actually stake. The second one's a guide, which is an interactive step-by-step. And then also on the Twitter, I posted the YouTube video that Dan created. So if you prefer a visual, it's going to be there. I'll pin that to the top of the space.
Okay. Yeah, let's look into that error. Because it should be on. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay. Sweet. So this was actually really great. And I really appreciate Vilix. Thank you for coming up and hanging with us and asking some great questions. Appreciate everyone for tuning in for this long. Dan, thank you so much for throwing it on multiple platforms. We at Frankenpunks are multi-dimensional. And I really appreciate everyone. I'll actually take what Vilix said to heart. I'll do my best and just really just be in Discord more and spend time just hanging out and just listening and participating in the community that we created here, which was the goal and which still is the goal. So with that, I think that's a good place to end the AMA for today. And thank you to everyone so much for stopping by and the way that we always end things here is with ah, 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 ah. All right, guys. Love you guys.